and probably wondering, what is this guy doing up here? This guy has two pictures behind him right now. You know, these are what you would call is gang leaders that once upon a time played an integral part in Chicago. You know, they played an integral part. And one is Larry Hoover, who was leader of the Gangster Disciples. That was a gang. First of all, I'm not affiliated. And he controlled a whole lot of people that were on the streets. He did. And there was Jeff Ford. Jeff Ford is on that side. I got that right, on that side. And Larry Hoover's on that side. And he was the leader of the RUKNS that was in Chicago. And you know what? This criminal activity that took place. They ran a criminal empire. Yes, they did. But you know what? I believe that the enterprises that they did run, because you know it takes some type of genius to run an enterprise. Plus, you got all type of people behind you that are playing games, striving to manipulate and things like that. But the thing is, I believe that they should let them out of jail. You know, I believe they should let them out of jail. And you're probably saying, why? Why would we want gang members back on the streets? Why? We're doing everything that we can to lock them up. And the ones that we do lock up, to reform them and to come back into the society and live meaningful lives and contribute to the society. But often what happens is, once you go in prison, sometimes you just become worse off than what you were because you're learning from a multitude of people inside of the prison, and all type of horrible things can happen. You know, you can get beat up, you can get punched, you can get initiated into a gang. You don't have to be in a gang. Then you have to pay off every other gang and leave you alone, and all that. You know, and they can take your manhood. But you know what? But I'm advocating, me and other people, unless somebody is ready to call up and do a show with him, advocating to release both of them. I say, why? Why? Because I believe that the structure within Chicago that is doing everything that they can to minimize the criminal activity, I believe they're failing. They're failing. You know what? I think it's about them getting the grant money. You know what? Non-for-profit organizations get grant money. They get the grant money, and after they get the grant money, they act like they care. And some of them are sincere. They are sincere. But like I say, Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford, that is locked up right now, they have control over gangs, some gangs in Chicago. They do. They still have control. Because you know what? I went to I was invited. You know what? I was invited. It was just surprising to me. I went to Larry Hoover's mother's pastor pastor to her funeral. I was invited there by a brother named Red Ross. And you know what? I wasn't going to go, but I said, no, you know what? Let me go. Let me go. Let me go and pay my respects, even though I never knew her. Never knew her. I never knew her. And the thing is, I was just amazed. I was just amazed. I'm telling you, it was mind-boggling to me of how many people were at that funeral. Man, you had people coming from the East Coast, the West Coast. And I said, wow, you know what they told me? They still have a lot of respect for Larry Hoover. For Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford. They still have a lot of respect for him. But like I say, that was Larry Hoover's mother that died. And I said to myself, you know what? And if you want to comment. You might have a comment that you have something you want to say. You might say, man, brother, what's wrong with you? Because you know something? When I looked at the influence that and the respect that they had at coming to Larry Hoover's mother's funeral, homegoing, I said, damn, you know what? They still control people out on the streets. Man, they are powerful. But I believe that that they just may have the ability to stop somebody for pulling a trigger. I believe that. But see, you didn't go to the funeral. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that they may have the influence. I believe in my heart they may have the influence to tell somebody, you know what, this is not the way to go. This is not what to do. You don't do this. And to reform. Now somebody's looking at this like, man, what is wrong with this brother? Okay, they're talking about letting two leaders get out. Gangbangers get out from the street. How? What, Cliff? What is wrong? Because I believe that Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover, I believe that both of them, they can influence a group of people and youth that is on a destructive path to possibly pulling the trigger. Say, you know what? Lay down your guns, man. This is over. This is over. You know what? I think that they can motivate them to go. I think that they can motivate them to go back to school, to get an education. You know what? I guess it's a different thing. The reason I'm saying is there are people out there that are motivating the people right now. They're motivating them to do good. But you know what? They can only reach a certain segment of the population because you know what? Since they have been in the streets, and you probably say, damn, that's over 40 years ago. But then I'm not contradicting myself because the thing is, they, I was talking with somebody, and they said, they said, man, you know what? What are you talking about, Cliff? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because they can influence. That's like me. I can influence somebody in video production. And first of all, I want to say thank you for all of the people you know what, that have helped me in video production, from Hyde Park, from Mr. Cunningham to Miss Pugh to Donnell Glover. They can, you know what, I was mentored by them, and they're people. I was influenced by my mentors in the streets and in school to do what was positive and what was right in regards to video production. I want to, say one thing. You know what? I want to thank all of the people that gave me donations and helped me in my endeavor to develop myself in video production. I'm going to call my guests while I'm on air, but I guess that's okay.